Here we are inside the organ. We're in one of the chambers on the west end of the church, and this is a bunch of organ pipes. Here's one right here. It's a wooden flute. It's made of California sugar pine in about 1925, and it's one of many varieties of what we call flute tone. Then we have bunches of metal pipes, which are various tone. Here's about the same note. And here's about the same length of pipe, but it sounds quite different. Some of the pipes, everything about the pipes, construction and materials that are used to make it, change the tone. Here's, for instance, a much stranger pipe. This is about the same size, but it has a very different tone. And over here, we have another variety of flutes. This has a little chimney on the top. It's made out of common metal, combination of lead and tin, which is just about what pewter is made out of. So organ builders have experimented over centuries and come up with particular things that sounded particular ways. Sometimes pipes have a companion set that is meant to play with them. They sort of sound the same, but together, it's a very different sound. It's taken centuries to develop all of these different kinds of sounds, and it's very hard for an organ builder to really invent anything new. That was one of the astounding things about Skinner organs, that he invented a number of new effects that really no one had heard before. Some of the pipes are enclosed within the enclosure. We've seen how the swell shades open and close, but there's more ways to quiet pipes down, and that is that you put them in a little box inside the larger swell box. And then there's a motor up here which pulls open the door, so to speak. This is a set of pipes, reed pipes, and their top opens and closes to quiet down the sound. This becomes, when it's closed, one of the softest stops in the entire organ. And then when it's open, there's a lot more expression. Here, we see a little bit more of this particular division of the organ. The organ is divided into smaller sections, and we're now looking down the length of one of the sections, and you can see about 2/3 of the pipes that are here. This is called the echo division. It can be very soft. And once again, there are the same kinds of stops. Here's another pewter stop, which sounds like this. And another tapered, smaller at the top than it is down in the middle. And another kind of wooden flute, also California sugar pine, but sounds quite different. Every single one of these pipes can be played from the console. That is to say, all these thousands and thousands of pipes in the organ, the organist can address virtually every single one individually. We're still in the echo division. This is the eastern end of the echo division, and this is the Vox Humana chorus. Vox Humana means human voice, and it was thought, perhaps in the 18th century, that these funny little pipes with the caps on the top would actually sound like a distant chorus singing perhaps next to the pearly gates. We don't think that it's quite that good now, but it's a marvelous effect as long as you don't use it too much. And so we have a chorus of 5 Vox Humanas here, plus bunches of other little pipes to color the sound. Now here's another one of those California sugar pine flutes made in about 1925. Perhaps this one is as late as 1927, and it sounds like this. Now imagine what it would be like if we enlarged this pipe until it was about 18 feet long and painted it dark brown. Then you'd have this one right here. If I go down and blow in the other end, I can guarantee you that nothing will happen. There will be no tone because it takes a lot more air than a person can do. These are some of the largest pipes with the lowest pitch in the organ, and after all of this time, we're now just getting around to have space to get them set up and playing the way they ought to. Now, we've talked about swell shades, the means of expression that the organist can open and close from the console in order to make the pipes get louder and softer. We're standing in front of one of the sets of shades. As you can see, they open and close like this. So here's a close-up of the swell shades. As you can see, it's a very simple mechanism, and here's the felt on the edges that close it down. When it opens, then of course, the sound gets right out into the church. Can you imagine what a feeling of power and glory it is to be the organist who sits at the console downstairs and does this? We're standing next to a set of shades that have been taken out for construction purposes so that large and heavy things can be brought into the chamber. When looking out through, you see the main floor of the church, and on the other side of the room, you see the sets of shades over there, which, just like these, run 103 or 4 feet back to front in the church.